Hi there and welcome back to Valley por Vida. And as mentioned, once you find that dream home, you're gonna need a car to park in that big garage, right? Well, not to worry, because we've got our experts standing by with the latest on your automotive needs in today's Tips and Tricks segment.
Good morning. My name's Scott Hull. I'm from swapalease.com. We're headquartered in Cincinnati, Ohio, and I help run and manage a lease transfer website where people come to get in and out of automotive leases. We've been at this now for a couple of decades, and we've been able to help out many consumers on both sides of the equation, helping them save money, get out of their leases, and helping them find great deals for leases to take over. Leasing's been very popular over the last several years when it comes to automotive financing, and I want to be very clear that don't let leasing scare you off by any means. All leasing is at the end of the day is an alternative form of financing a vehicle and can be a great tool for consumers, a great way for them to save money. Occasionally people find themselves stuck in leases, and when they do, and if they need or want out, Swap-A-Lease is a great answer to help them do so. It can be very expensive to get out of a lease through more traditional measures. For instance, if you need to buy out that lease, typically it can be very expensive for the consumer, and that's why transferring a lease can be such a great option for them. Not only does it save money for the person that wants to get out, but can be a great deal for the person that wants to get in. Here recently, with used car prices up, we are seeing some different dynamics in the marketplace, which is very interesting, something we haven't seen before. And we do have a lot of experience at this because we've been at this for a couple of decades. And it's very interesting recently, with car prices up, consumers have more options than ever to get out of those leases. Basically what we're seeing with car prices being up, which, it's been kind of a double whammy, if you will, for consumers over the last year, 18 months, somewhere in that range. Of course, the first problem all stemmed from COVID and lack of production on vehicles. And what we're seeing presently is problems in the supply chain with microchips and what have you, and that's really slowing down production of automobiles. And what basically ends up happening, it's a domino effect at the end of the day. As less new cars are produced, the demand, of course, has remained fairly constant, and people are needing to look for other ways to obtain vehicles. Of course, one of the first options they're going to look for is just used vehicles or vehicles on the used side of the equation. And of course, with less new cars being produced, the prices on those are going up as well. Right now is really a great time if you need to sell your vehicle, but it can be a little bit of an expensive time if you're looking to get into a vehicle. A good piece of evidence on that, again, back on the Swap-A-Lease website, something that we've noticed over the last 30 to 60 days is just a huge increase in buyer demand, which tells me that consumers are out there looking for alternative channels to find vehicles. I would really encourage viewers to go to the swapalease.com website, and our website address is simply 3 words run together, swapalease.com. We have a ton of information on the site about automotive leasing in general, and of course, information more specific to lease transferring.
See, having now talked about dating, home buying, and car tips, I really feel like we're giving you some real well-rounded live content. But we can't forget about taking care of our physical and mental health overall. Luckily, Whole Life Wellness Center is here to help. Their healing centers provide natural healing that incorporates practices which help rejuvenate and invigorate the mind, body, and soul. They view physical, mental, and spiritual aspects using East Indian wisdom and Western therapies to help you take charge of your life. So we thought it'd be fun to check out their location and learn all about how they can help us enhance our overall well-being and regain control of our own lives. Take a look at today's Health Check segment.
Whole Life Wellness Center has been open for 19 years, and the idea came from basically the public, because I used to do henna body art at the different festivals throughout the valley. And when I was doing the henna, I started carrying incense, and then from incense I went to candles, and from candles I went to beautiful clothes from India. So it just started evolving. And eventually people were saying, so where are you when you're not doing the festivals? And that's what started before I eventually rented a very small property on Harrison and First Street, which is no longer there. The CVS pharmacy is there. So we were there for 5 years, and while we were there, I kept on thinking, okay, we're growing and growing, I would love to do yoga. And I was hoping to rent the building next door to us to do the yoga, but eventually they sold out, they knocked all the buildings down, and like within a week I found this property. And then we opened up the full-blown yoga studio in 2010. So we've been here since 2008, and we've been open since 2003, so we're open 19 years in April. So if you were looking for these types of services, I would recommend that you just ask for services with Sandra, because these are the ones that I do specifically. We also have Silva's Soothing Massage, which is in the next room, but she's doing the massage right now, so we can't go in there, but she does amazing work. I like going to her, and I like to tell people to go to her because she pinpoints what's going on with the body. That's not what she stands for, but she uses the hot stone therapy. But what I love about her more than anything is she says, I work until the body tells me to stop. So if you're paying for an hour massage, I guarantee you're going to be in there a lot longer. She's amazing, a beautiful soul, and she's always busy, very, very busy.
Their team will continue with a dedication for promoting health and wellness, and you can check out WholeLifeWellnessCenter.com to learn more about their yoga classes, 3D fitness scanners, and more. And if you work hard to keep your body healthy, chances are you could not only use your health to save your own life, but you could consider using it to save the life of someone else. The Texas Organ Sharing Alliance is committed to a mission of saving lives through the power of organ donation, serving all in Central and South Texas. And we dropped by to learn about their latest events and goals.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Edwina Garza. I'm a Senior Communications Coordinator at Texas Organ Sharing Alliance. We have a mission to save lives through the power of organ donation. And recently, we've also announced our new vision statement, which is an organ for every person on the waiting list. That is our goal. That's what we want to do. And by working with our donor families and our donor heroes, we're able to accomplish that. Every single one of us has the power to save 8 lives as an organ donor. And we're implementing a bunch of new different changes here, a lot of them in the Rio Grande Valley. We're adding more staff to be able to cover a large area. The Rio Grande Valley is growing and we have a lot of work to cover. So our staff is able to be dedicated to hospital development, working with nurses and doctors and hospital administration to educate them about organ donation. We're also adding staff who's going to work overnight because a lot of the time it's an 8 to 5 thing, and so the staff that works with patients overnight doesn't get that education. So we're going to have staff coming in to educate those people and give them that education that they need. And of course, we have our Center for Life in San Antonio. It's a facility dedicated to organ and tissue donation, which allows us to alleviate the pressure on local hospitals here. Our donor hero is transferred to San Antonio, where they're going to be taken care of, and those gifts will be able to be maximized. They'll be able to help save even more lives than they would have if they had stayed here at a donor hospital. So that helps us increase the lives that we're able to save, and that's really important right now, especially because August is National Minority Donor Awareness Month, and we're doing everything that we can to educate the minority population because more than half of the waiting list are people in minority communities, multicultural communities. So it's really important that us, especially as Hispanics, we have such a high rate of diabetes and high blood pressure. Those are 2 illnesses that are going to affect our kidneys. So the need for kidneys is incredible here in the Rio Grande Valley and in Texas. So if we're able to support the registry and sign up and donate either as a living donor or when we pass away, we can help so many people.
TOSA1.org is where you can find all the info on how to register. And that's all of our time for now. We want to thank you again so much for joining us today, and be sure to tune in again next time because we'll have a lot more in store for you. But for now, please don't forget to follow our team on social media for exclusive behind the scenes sneak peeks at what we're filming for the show. And of course, for your chance at your comment or even your question to be featured on air. And you can always visit valleycentral.com to rewatch some of today's favorite segments. We've got all that and so much more next time on Valley por Vida. We'll see you then.